What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Priceman back in here with another video for you guys. So this time, it's gonna do another late night talk here. I didn't only uploaded 2 videos today, so I'm trying to do 3 a day. Gotta have goals, see if I can hit them. So, it's gonna be a nice little freestyle again. But one thing I always want to talk about is people trying to hit their goals. I mean, everyone on YouTube talking about broad or chicks out here crying about some dude that dissed them or whatever. But hey, man, there's more to life than that stuff. So I'm gonna show you guys a little something right here. This helped me out a lot. So this ties into now. I would still learn something like this because then you can use AI down the road. But check this out. First, you need to know the basics. So that's a Python programming book. So if you guys don't know that, yes, there's also YouTube University, but some people like a hard copy, such as myself, so you can highlight it through the whole nine. I'm not going to show you all my highlights and all this stuff. That's not what this is about. But this book is fairly recent, it's 2021. So when I got it, I think it was about a year old. So it's been a minute, but man, that's helped out a lot. So when you see a need, try to learn that skill set. All right, it's helped out a lot for sure. Um, I will say this: I know things are a little dicey right now, but that's okay. Still have the skill set because even if you have to use AI down the road, if you don't know what to look for when AI generates you a code, whatever, let's say you're building a database and then it's erroring out. But if you know Python or if you use C++, I don't have the C++ book with me, but if you know that stuff and you use AI to make your life easier, you can always spot check it. So let's say you use Claude, Gemini, ChatGPT, what have you, right? So many different options these days. And you can have them do all the grunt work. Because sometimes typing that out line by line is pretty intense. You have to do item equals and then a capital I on the item, then do print, do the parentheses, the whole nine. You have to do that for so many scripts. So if you want to do the variables, the whole nine, right? And so you use AI, but it's erroring out, right? It saves you time, but then you can just look at the code, like that's the error. It added an extra bracket, or it capitalized something that not supposed to be capitalized, or use the word such as I think system is one of the words that you can't use in Python. It'll just flag as an error when you're trying to write the script. I think that's one of the words, but there's a few of them like that. So yeah, do something. I mean, don't be sitting there gooning all day. Don't be thinking about some broad. Um, something productive. And even me, I pre-ordered the new Star Fox game coming out to Switch 2. Yes, it's a remake of Star Fox 64, but which phenomenal game by the way. But I don't haven't played a video game in a minute because I was playing 2K26 and a quick game of MLB The Show, but a full-on game. The last one I played was Resident Evil Requiem, and then before that, I played a few before that, but I know RoboCop Rogue City and Unfinished Business. I played those. Those are great games. There's a few games I want to play, but right now I'm working on some things, so I have to put the controller down. So I implore anyone who plays video games, put the controller down while you're working on something. Money is more important than any broad, any video game. Just work on something, okay? And don't be in a scarcity mindset. Not just in broads. Everyone talks about in the broad status, like if you're in relationships, but in the sense of your actual life. All right? Because if you're in an abundance mindset rather than a scarcity mindset, you're always looking for solutions, right? It doesn't magically appear like, I guess if you're extremely lucky or a miracle happens, but the solution isn't going to fall out of the sky. But if you're sitting there focusing on a way to alleviate your situation, whatever it is, right? Then those things will come to you. That's how it works. It's not some fucking Harry Potter shit. Talking about what the hell that broad say? Excel. I don't even know what the hell she said. The famous thing that Hermione said. I forgot. It's been so long since I've seen those movies. But yeah. So we're gonna get you guys on board here. Price Man's got you. the Terry McGinnis of this shit. And as always, no habla español. I am a Asian that looks Mexican. Although, kind of don't agree with being called a Asian, but it makes sense geographically since my mom's from Trinidad, but ethnically she Indian. Like the thank you come again. Yeah, my mom that. My daddy white. Asian. Via Trinidad. In a sense, yeah. But, I'm an American, so proud to be one. Even though the powers that be are ruining this country, but that's going to be another podcast, or episode, I should say. But let's switch gears here. Obviously, I'm still pudgy. The camera don't lie. But, I was doing more progress here. I was doing Arnold presses. I forgot all about that exercise when you're like, I was like, holy shit. I was watching Luther Versilian. I reacted to one of his videos. I was like, oh shit, I forgot all about the damn Arnolds. I hadn't done some in so long. Last time I did was when I was a strong safety way, way, way back in the day, And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I don't know how I forgot about that. So I was doing that. And then I was working myself up to doing more pull-ups. I did one. And that sounds fucking pathetic. But hey, it's been so long since being able to do pull-ups. It's a win, okay? Progress. But damn, I was like, if the younger version of myself would see me now, I'd be like, he will beat my ass. But like, bro, you doing one pull up? You think you did something? Hey, but progress. I'm working up to it. Let me at least get up to 10. And then I'll go from there. But man, it's a journey. It's going to take time. I had to lock in more. I'm still fucking up sometimes. But not fucking up as that. Like the other night, I just had a PB&J sandwich, peanut butter and jelly, and like good peanut butter, not like no shitty ass. Oh, pause right here. Some of this food that they feeding people is fucking straight trash and poison. Like some regular peanut butter, like the regular Jif and fucking Skippy, not the natural one. That shit has like shit called rapeseed oil. Grape. Yeah, I said grape seed oil. Remove the G. How you gonna consume something that's called grape seed oil? They know what they doing to us. Jesus, it's like hydrogenated oils and shit. So that means there's trans fat, even though it says 0 grams of trans fat on the label. There's I think what's legal is it if it's less than half or less than a quarter per serving. It's something like that. Then they can claim 0. But anything that has hydrogenated oils has trans fats, which clogs your arteries. So be mindful of that shit, guys. So and palm oil isn't all that great either. But the natural Skippy and Jif have was it peanut, sugar, salt, and palm oil. But the Smucker's one just had peanuts and salt. So you can find the Smucker's one in a glass jar. That's the one to get. But man, they've been sold out. So when I can't get those, I'll get the natural one. But hello, we get a message. Oh, that's funny. Anywho, so yeah, I had that instead because we were supposed to go out and eat, and then let's just say it was some trash food. And it's like trash food that tastes good, but I was like, nah, I can't eat that, bro. And so I did good on that. And I had some water, and that was it. So PBJ and water. So I'm trying. It's still probably not the best to have when I had it because it was I think 9:30 when I had it. But gotta progress. Rome was not built in a day, but that doesn't mean you sit there and fuck around. All right, and be like, oh, Rome wasn't built today, and you sit and grab fucking Chips Ahoy and fucking eating what are those little carrot cakes? Those little fucking they're wrapped in plastic. You see them at the store, but with icing and shit on there. The little carrot cakes. Yeah, don't be in that shit, guys. This shit's tasty though. Man, damn. Or eating what else? Oh, I never brought this up. I just thought about this in my Brooklyn Tales. I'll never forget the first time I looked on the back of a honey bun. It wasn't like the regular Little Debbie's honey bun. It was a different honey bun. And it was about twice the size, I think, of like the honey buns that come in the Little Debbie pack. Maybe a little less. So at least 1.5 times to 2 times the size, right? I looked on the back of that label. I forgot how much calories. I think it was like 500 calories. Maybe I'm pretty sure it was more. But the sugar content, 75 grams of sugar. No wonder motherfuckers is fat. And then people drink the quarter waters, which is basically sugar, water, and fucking food coloring. Bro, that shit all bad.com, right? All fucking bad. But yeah, just be mindful with you guys. But going back to the skill things, man, get yourself a book. There's plenty of stuff on YouTube University, and leverage any resources. So if you want to get the actual degree, it's this game that people don't tell you: scholarships, grants, and jobs that offer either tuition reimbursement or that pay for it outright. All right, just keep that in mind because keep that student loan debt no greater than 20K if you can. All right, now unless you're being a doctor or a lawyer, then you're probably gonna have to raise that up. But I'm talking about if it's 20K or less if you get a master's. If it's your undergrad, 10K or less if you can, man. Yeah, because there are times when you do need it. But I'm not talking about no bullshit major. Like, I think I addressed this in another video. Fools trying to do a real career for a bachelor's degree in political science. And that's all they got. Now, political science can be used for a stepping stone. Like, you go to law school, you go to get an MPA or an MBA. They usually take that. As long as you have some business courses for the MBA. If you do it, so let's say if you're a political science major with a MIS, Management Information Systems minor, or Business Administration minor, then yeah, you can probably get accepted into an MBA program. If not, do an MPA, Masters of Public Administration. However, things are getting a little dicey for the public and private sector, so keep that in mind. If you do it at a low cost, then yeah, get it. But don't go into no crazy ass debt, all right? You don't need to go to fucking, I'm not going to name any schools, but there's some schools out there that's charging $60K or more a year for undergrad. Not I. Couldn't be me. There's plenty of great state schools out there. And now if you can get it paid for, like let's say if you go to Columbia, right? Like Columbia University, not the country. If you what's the fan? There's a cutoff. Google this. I'm not gonna Google it right here, but I think it was either $100,000 or $150,000 a year. If your parents make less than that, if you're like under 24 or under, then you get free tuition if you can get in. So look for things like that. There are options out there. I don't know why people are sitting there like lemmings wanting to be like, oh, let me get all these student loans. Yeah, please sign me up. Let me eat that shit up. It's like, bro, calm the fuck down with that shit. I mean, my time has passed for all that in a sense, like for undergrad, but I'll put it this way. I did get accepted to my first choice, but when they said that price, I was like, I'm going to go to my second choice, save myself a lot of money. But I visited my first choice quite frequently, all right? And I ended up getting a little something from my first choice not a long time ago, but, not too long after that. So, paid for, of course. So, keep that in mind, guys. Always try to get someone else to foot the bill when it comes to stuff like that. Now, I know that says counterintuitive, because when I say, hey, man, you got to sit on your own, make your own money. But when it comes to certain things, especially since companies want this, although that's starting to get attacked now, like people are changing their minds on that. But for the longest time, people wanted that. Says, all right, if you want that, hey, pay up, something to keep in mind. But switching gears here, man. I've been noticing a lot of crazy shit these days, man. So I was at a coffee shop, right? Sitting there chilling, getting some work done. And I see these broads come in. And I don't know, I really think the simps ruined the dating game. And again, I got a broad, I'm not out here hunting, bro. Like, if even though I wasn't in a relationship, I'm still not out here hunting like that. But if something falls into my life, like, okay, as long as you're not Jabba the Hutt or something, And actually, let me pause right there. Because that really downplays it. So I'm going to say something here. And then I'll go back to my story about the coffee shop. There's an old adage that says, go with who likes you. Which there's a lot of truth in that. But don't remove standards from yourself. So, for example, if like someone who likes you looks like a fucking goblin or some shit, or looks like the dude from what is that movie? The Goonies. It's not Chunka. What the hell? The fucking like creature looking dude. Trunk is a fat kid. Well, whoever the fuck that damn character is in the Goonies, you know, yeah, like if you can't get anything better than like some goblins and trolls and shit, then maybe step your game up. Maybe I don't want to say Looksmax, but look the best you can. And I know that's essentially Looksmaxing, but without doing the crazy shit. Don't take no fucking hammer to your face and smash it, bro. Like don't do no dumb shit. But try to get lean, eat better and stuff. Use a serum. Wash your face and use a serum. So sit like that. But don't be sitting there fucking taking a hammer to your face, doing drugs and shit. Like, don't do that crazy shit. But yeah. So, in a sense, if you're getting booger wolves and shit, and that's the best you can do, and you gotta take that, then it's like, okay, something's wrong with you, bro. You gotta step your game up. So don't. That's a defeatist mentality. It's kind of like because I was watching Coach and he makes a lot of sense. Like if you want a better job, say, or a better career, if you want to get in business for yourself, you're not gonna just take like Mickey D's and shit. Like yeah, you might take it while you're young or whatever, but at some point you want to step your game up from that shit. And that's no disrespect to people to work at those places. It's just you gotta try to climb up. Now, if you're working at Mickey D's as like the general manager, okay, shit, that's something. But as I always say though, if Target was paying $100,000 a year to put shopping carts, I'll be out there. Y'all be sitting there pushing the shopping cart, putting that shit in the cart. Well, couldn't tell me shit. But it don't work like that. So now, try to enjoy things too, what you do, if you can. Now, in a perfect world, everyone will find something that they really enjoy to make money. Another one here. But really, like for example, if you let's say you can sell, if you can draw, right, and you can sell paintings, just or draw or paint or whatever, you're an artist, and you can make $80K a year doing that, and you really love it. It doesn't feel like working. It's not stretching you out. Versus, let's say you hate to code, but you can make like $120K, and you can still have a good life at $80K. Do the artist thing, So something like that. If you can find something that makes sense, because otherwise that stress and cortisol is gonna fucking kill you. So just something to keep in mind. I mean, it's not in a perfect world, so I don't want to sit and give false hope, but do everything you can. Pull out all the fucking stops to get something you enjoy that doesn't make you want to fucking jump off a damn bridge. All right. So, but yeah, back to the coffee house. So I was just looking at these broads, man, and these fucking simps, bro. These simps ruined a lot of women. There's some chopped ass, bro. For some young broads, got a bigger gut than me. One wearing a crop top. Swear she the sexiest thing ever. I'm like, what the fuck is? I'm like, bro. So I've just seen that more and more. Dudes would get clowned though. Some dude wear. Remember back in the day, if a dude wore a shirt that was too tight, like, bro, that shirt is fighting for his life. Go get a bigger size, bro, or lose the weight. Make a decision. But man, these fucking simps, bro. Oh god. That's why if you can't find a good one, don't even feel bad. It's like we are in the monetized dating marketplace. And oh yeah, Angel Reese. She had like 80 bodies or some shit. Like, what the fuck? And then she said, that's nothing at LSU. I mean, I know some of my teammates who have 300. I'm like, the fuck? How? What do you mean? That's wild to me. Let's say, even if I had broads throwing themselves at me, which I'm not that dude. I'm a regular ass fucking guy when it comes to shit like that. I am not Chad Alpha. I'm 5'10", and even at my peak, I was, yoked or whatever. But I was never fucking alpha, giga Chad, none of that shit. But I did alpha widow some broads. It's fucking crazy. I was like, me? Little old me? But I am the Terran beginners of the shit, so I guess I tracks, right? But yeah, it's... Wow. That's... Like, how you gonna... Anyway, That's not the purpose of this video. Let me saw that. Just think about that. 80 bot like I don't even think she's 24. 80 bot like, and people say I'm slut shaming. It's like slut shaming. It's like, bro, why would you want to do that? And then what is the dude gonna do for you? Or how are you gonna build an actual relationship when you got 80 bodies? You can't pair bond with that man. That's really the only point. Like, you do what you want. I always say this. You want to be out there like Bonnie Blue, you do you. But fuck. That's wild to me. That is. Anyway. Let's see what else. Damn, it's running a little long. It's already 20 minutes. Let's see. And then you know what I did? I haven't done this in a long time because I usually keep it in my head. But I've been writing stuff down more. I've been planned out my week. So I gave me little time blocks. I've been doing it in my head, but I'm just trying to get more focused and then to make time for meal prep and shit. Again, the biggest challenge for that is when I'm doing these gigs where I don't really have access to a kitchen. That's going to be a little tough, so I'm going to have to figure out what I can do. Because I don't want to eat that goofy shit, bro. That shit is so bad. Because I was looking at other people like Vince McMahon, right? They were talking about his lunch. It was these dry-ass turkey sandwiches, no cheese, just turkey. And then he had like a protein shake and some other stuff, right? So I was like, let me try to do something along those lines. Try to emulate that, you know? I can still do the overnight oats. That's easy to do because most places have the fridge. Like that's easy to do. It's just the actual main course. Because I can't not fry up, but, cook up some ground beef and all that. So I'm going to see what I can do. I might have to just spend a little extra money because I know Sprouts and a couple other grocery stores will have like some ready-made meat. And just do that and then have like maybe get like a microwave rice cooker or something just for those trips. So I can have that. The sweet potatoes. I don't know how I'm going to do that. Anyway, just thinking out loud here, but so you guys know, man, you got to lock the fucking. I think I've lost a little bit. My girl was saying, yeah, you seem like a little slimmer, but obviously still not in the shape I need to be. So that's good. It's progress, you know? And, you know what? Maybe I'll show a picture of not a full, because I'll cover her face and stuff. Let me see if that's cool for her, because she's not on social media like that. Which is cool. That's another reason why I dig it. You know, she ain't out here taking no goofy pictures going. You know how they do with the little angles, the up angles and shit. I'll be like, bro, basically advertising, if you know what I mean, because Instagram is basically like a marketplace in a sense. So I'll see. Maybe just gonna say like her frame because she's got a nice skinny frame. It's probably one of the first things. I noticed. So I was like, damn, you got a nice skin. And she got a stance her. She's only 5'3" though, but she got a stance because she has that perfect posture. Like she be standing straight up. Like, yo, she got that stance. Yeah, shout out to the skinny women out there, man. All right, I know I gotta lean up, but man, there's nothing like a skinny woman. All right, let me take 5 to Uncle Ruckus when he was talking about the white broads and the Boondocks in that one episode when him and Robert were playing chess. If you know, you know about that. But I'm going to wrap this video up, probably do another one, but it's top of the dome right here. Hey, so takeaways from this, learn a fucking skill. All right? Find something you enjoy or that you can mostly enjoy at least, right? And boss the fuck up. Shout out to CGA for that line. But yeah, figure it out, guys. I know it's a little rocky out there, but this is the time. You know? Maybe you'll get out of that wage slave stuff. And actually, you know what? I'm going to add one more thing. It just came up to me. I was watching Bo Ruffrick, Legion of Men. And he was talking about how he was working at AutoZone. I was like, and I hit the mic right there. And I had flashbacks wearing that goofy ass red shirt too. The same shit he was doing. Year and make model of your vehicle. All right, engine size. Okay. Or first, sometimes we'll do the submodel, right? And then it'll be like, okay, what's the engine size? And motherfuckers don't know the goddamn engine size and shit. And then some vehicles, like, yo, is it naturally aspirated or turbo? Like, what? Does it have a fucking turbo? Like, bro, how do you not know what the fuck you drive? Man, that's the whole. See, I'm getting flashbacks when I just kicked something. I'm getting flashbacks from that shit. But yeah, I remember them do that goofy shit too. So you're not alone. All right. I was there working those bullshit ass jobs for a little bit too. Fucking sucked. But there's always a way. With that said, man, as always, the Terry McGinnis of this shit is signing out. Till next time.